The all-new 107.9 CDY, Tonight, that's Hot Shell Ray. I'm Rich Spicer. It's a Get Up and Go morning show, and a couple of weeks ago we had Eric Richards in here, along with Lindsay Murray, who is the mom of Zoe. And Zoe is the young lady, 3 years old, who suffers from seizures, which requires the purchase of a service dog. Now, if any of you have been somewhat familiar with 9 and 10 and or Fox 32 over the last couple of days, you know that story has taken a very interesting turn. And Eric Richards is here with me right now. Eric, it's been a very interesting last few days, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been quite a couple weeks for sure.
So we need to explain. Fox 32 ran a story on their 10 o'clock newscast a few nights ago, late last week actually, and a viewer of that show the next day called up the television station and said, "I want to pay for this dog in full." And at the Wex, at a separate fundraiser for Zoe this past Saturday night, those people showed up with a check in the amount of about $7,300 that pays for this service dog in full. Wow.
Yeah. There's been some amazing things happening just with donations and stuff for this tournament. And to see that happen was just mind-blowing. You know, I mean, and talking to these people and finding out that their son has a similar disease that causes him to have seizures. And so they had a lot of empathy for Zoe and the situation. And when they heard that there's service dogs available to help, well, they were financially able to give. And their 14-year-old son, Drake, actually was able to give the check, and he was interviewed on 9 and 10 News. And, you know, thank you, 9 and 10 News, for, you know, airing that, because that takes a lot of pressure off me.
Well, and here's I also work, one of my multiple jobs is at 9 and 10, and I have to tell the story. Last week, Katie Boomgard came in to the control room where I work, and she said, and she knew that I was working with you and promoting this basketball tournament, and she said, "Rich, you're not going to believe what just happened." And she told me the story, and I went, "Wow, that is fantastic."
Yeah.
And the next thing I thought of is, okay, this changes the focus of the Temple Hill 3-on-3 charity basketball tournament in a very good way. So that's why we wanted to have you in here this morning to explain what you're going to do now.
Right. If there's ever a problem to have,
problem to have.
It's a great problem to have.
Indeed.
You know, it's a happy ending no matter what happens. But for the people that have sponsored the tournament already, you know, they want to know, okay, so what are we going to do with the money now? And after a lot of communication with people that I trust and people that have a lot of input into the tournament, we have decided we're still going to help this family, because Zoe's illness is lifelong. She's always going to have struggles. It's never going to go away. She's always going to have seizures, which requires her being airlifted down to the Detroit Children's Hospital. So they got to drive down there, and they got to drive back, gas money, you know, medical expenses. They're going to have this dog, you know, the dog's going to require veterinary help, you know, food and care. So what we decided we're going to do is we're going to divide however much money we raise up and make an account at a vet clinic, make an account at one of the pet food supply stores, and just put money in there so they don't have to worry about any vet bills for this dog for a long time, don't have to worry about any food for this dog for a long time, or anything the dog might need. We're talking about putting a large sum of money on a gas card for them, so they don't have to worry about, you know, do they have gas money to get down to Detroit to get to their daughter? And depending on how much we raise, we're going to try to pay off some of the medical bills for them.
The goal stays the same. You were hoping for $9,000, and that goal remains in place, right?
Yeah.
Maybe more?
Yeah. You know, why not be greedy? You know, why not help this family out as much as possible? You know, Zoe is going to deal with this her entire life. Why not try to make it as easy as possible for them?
So the basketball tournament goes on. It still has the same benefit as it did before. It just shifts the focus just a little bit. So we need to have you remind folks when the tournament is and where it is again.
The tournament takes place the weekend after Mother's Day, which is May 15th through the 17th, depending on how many teams we get. It's at Temple Hill Baptist Church, which is 1601 West Division Street here in Cadillac. And, we've had a fantastic turnout so far, and
you've got sponsors, a lot of sponsors in already, don't you?
I do, Rich, and I want to thank these people right now, because when they heard the situation, they were gung-ho on helping Zoe get her dog. And now that Zoe's got her dog, I've talked to a couple of them, and I've asked them, what would you like me to do? And none of them asked for the money back. So that's a positive thing.
Yeah.
But, I got to thank these people real quick, if you don't mind.
That's why you're part of the reason why you're here. So go ahead and throw the thank yous out there.
First and foremost, CDY, just for the free airtime and just, getting the cause out there. And you guys are invaluable to me.
Our pleasure. Of course.
Our Bond by Brandy Hayes, she was my very, very first person to say, I want to help you with this. So that was huge. Above and Beyond Screen Printing. Glenn W. Small at Real Estate One, Blossom Boutique, The Gamer, which is a scoreboard. They're donating a scoreboard. They gave money. They're donating scoreboards to their tournament. It's a really neat little thing. Jamie Fellows Garno at Realtor at Coldwell Banker, Schmidt Realtors, Miller's Corner, DK Design Group, Cadillac Mortgage with Candace Vickery. For the Love of Zachary, the McNutt family, mm-hmm. Stepped up, and they wanted to sponsor the tournament and give back, which is awesome. Mackinac Trail Health Associates, SureCare AFC, and I don't know if you were watching the auction at all, but there was a challenge on there from a lady from Phoenix, Arizona. Her name's Anita Fromm. She didn't ask to be a sponsor, but she donated $1,000. So darn it, she's a sponsor.
Yeah.
So, and then there's just a couple people I really need to mention, people that when I first started this, they were there with me when no one knew what was going on. No one knew whether to trust me or not with this, and AC Tent Rental, Mike Griffin was like the first guy. He was just always there for me, always encouraging me to do this. And I really appreciate him for that. My sister, Shannon Nelson, who is also known as a trendy artist around here. She gives me these unbelievable designs and these shirts, they're different from anyone else. And they're just always awesome to see. Shelly Workman at Creative Embroidery. Man, do I love that woman.
You are wearing something right now that has, it's a combination of what your sister has done with the logo, and you certainly want to mention that too. Go ahead.
Yeah, Shelly made for me a sweatshirt made out of the Under Armour sweatshirt material, and she put the Temple Hill 3-on-3 logo on the front of it and put hashtag Be Zoe's Hero on the back, which is a big thing we started doing about a month ago, which took off. You can actually get this shirt from Shelly at Creative Embroidery. You go there, tell her you want the Zoe sweatshirt. And what she's going to do is she will sell them to you for $45. And then she will donate $10 of that purchase to Zoe. I mean, how awesome is that? Not only does she give me a huge break on their tournament shirts, and she does an awesome job, delivers everything on time. I just tell her this is what I want, and I don't have to worry about it again. She just takes care of it. She's been awesome for me.
All right.
So, and that's a great way to help, give money to Zoe, is get yourself a sweatshirt. Mm-hmm. And then you obviously, from the very get-go, as soon as I emailed you about this way back when.
First year?
Yeah. You just, you said, come on in, let's do this. And Rich, that's priceless for me.
When I see someone who is working really, really hard, and you're giving up a lot of your personal time to do this, you should be commended. And I know you don't want to be, but you should be commended for putting something together like this that has benefited so many families over the years. So you are a fine, fine citizen, Mr. Eric Richards, and I am just here to help you promote this event. So, it's just what a local radio station does.
Thank you. And then I have to thank my church, Temple Hill Baptist Church. They've just been amazing. They literally
made a donation themselves, didn't they?
Yeah, they donate the gym. Mm-hmm. They just gave me a key the first year and said, here, have at it, make a difference in the community. Mm-hmm. And they didn't ask for anything. I mean, I literally came up with Temple Hill 3-on-3 just to give something back to them so they get something out of it. Nobody in that church has asked for anything. There are people that have donated. A lot of these sponsors are from my church. There's a family from my church that wants to remain nameless that anonymously gave a $500 donation just because they wanted to help, but they didn't want any credit for it. That's just awesome. And then I have a couple, volunteers here that are just, there's ladies that are selling things like Tupperware. Rochelle Van Houten, she's a Tupperware consultant. She's going to donate proceeds. She has parties for Zoe selling Tupperware, and she's going to donate, a certain percentage, as well as Jessica Duncan. She sells the 31 products. Laura Dahlquist sells Tastefully Simple. Christina Wisner sells the Avon products. Brandy Hayes is having Arbonne parties for Zoe and donating like 25% of everything she makes to Zoe. And then Dina Little Bear sells Pure Romance. They're all doing this, and they're just saying, here, we want to help. We're going to donate a certain percentage of whatever we make and give it to Zoe. And then, man, that auction is taking off. And Andrea Schuster is just an angel sent from heaven for me, because she's just taken over and doing it, picked up right where my sister left off, and has just been doing an amazing job and just coordinating everything. And then, there's some people that are donating too. Jordan Shepler, the guy is 6'6". He's got a heart about 10 foot tall. The guy is bidding on everything. I mean, way over the amount. A $50 massage he bid $300 on. I mean, just so he could help. I mean, that's amazing. And Amanda DeBoer makes hats and stuff, and she's donating a bunch of stuff.
Amanda actually donated a bunch of homemade hats for our Toys for Tots campaign back in December.
Yeah. I've known Amanda a long time. She's got a huge heart. And then Jet's Pizza, they donated 25 buy one, get one free large pizza certificates and put them on the auction, and just said, whatever you get out of them, just take it and keep it, which is awesome. Denise Henry is donating massages left and right. And then In-Law Farms in Lucas, they're a strawberry farm. They are donating, I guess they're called flats of strawberries. And I don't even know what that's worth, but I love strawberries. And I'm gonna bid on one of those and win it. And then there's people that have already volunteered to show up at the church and help the day of the tournament, like Deb Trowbridge. She just said, I'm going to take over the kitchen. You don't have to worry about it. She goes to my church. I've known Deb a long time. That's just one thing. One thing that I do not have to worry about, because I trust Deb. She's going to be in there taking care of stuff. The McNutt family, bless them. I mean, all of them are going to show up at the church, and they're all going to be doing something. They want to be there. They're out there right now, talking to people about sponsors and trying to get people involved. Her mom, Sherilyn's mom, Sherry, is making quilts and donating them and just all kinds of neat stuff. And then Elizabeth Eaton from the Miller family, she's the young girl that actually made us aware of Casey's situation. She had called me the day I was on here the first time, and she was just like, I heard you on the radio today. She goes, I want to help. I want to be there. Can I come help? And I was like, of course you can. I mean, why would I say no to you? Come on, bring whoever you bring, your mom, bring your brother, come on in. I would love to. I mean, the best part about for me with this is I get to get involved in these people's lives, and I can honestly say I love Elizabeth. I love Hunter. I love Carla Miller. Zachary McNutt is just like the greatest little kid. And Sherilyn and Zach are great parents, great, strong marriage. Raya, I saw Raya a couple weeks ago. We had dinner together, and Raya is just this funny. I get to meet these people, and I get to love on them, and they love on me back. And I mean, I get so much more out of this than I give. So I have a hard time when people say, you're doing a great job. I have a hard time because it's like, I'm just a dummy getting hugged. I mean, all the businesses, all the volunteers are the ones doing the work. I just say, hey, this is where you need to be, and they show up and they take care of it. So to all you people out there, and I'm positive I miss people, and I'll get you the next time around, but thank you. I mean, this tournament doesn't happen without any of you, whether I'm doing it or not. So to all of you that are doing that, thank you so very, very much. And let's just keep raising money for Zoe. She's going to need it.
Date and time one more time, and how folks can get involved.
May 15th through the 17th will be the tournament dates, depending on how many teams we have. If we do have a Friday tournament, it'll probably start about 5 o'clock on Friday. And then Saturday will definitely start at 8 a.m. And it'll go if I have enough teams, I'll run to midnight. I'll run an overnight tournament if I have enough teams. I'll run all weekend long. The church said, you have it, you go have at it. Help this family. So, get me teams. If you guys out there play basketball, get a hold of me. You can call me at 231-878-2589. You can get a hold of me on my Facebook page. You can get a hold of me on the Temple Hill 3-on-3 Charity Basketball Tournament Facebook page. You can email me at templehillbasketball@gmail.com. Get a hold of me. You play basketball, even if you don't. I'm hoping to have a couple brackets that, there's a talent bracket and then there's a not so talented bracket. So, I'm hoping to have 50 teams, 100 teams. I'll figure out a way to play you all.
All right. Tournament's still a few months away, so there's time. And in the weeks leading up to it, we'll have you back again. And so you can say all your thank yous one more time.
I appreciate you.
Eric, you're a good man.
As are you.
Thank you very much. All right, we've got to look at your forecast coming up next from 107.9 CDY.